welcome everyone. Just want to have a quick check if you can see the screen and hear me. How far do you go back and just to see if you're... really depends. Just want to have a check for the people on YouTube as well. If you can hear me good, then just drop 1 in the chat box please, so I know I can continue and I will cover your questions, of course. Hey Jens, question, how are you? I'm good, thanks. How about you? How far do you go back on the charts to see if you are high or low in the market? Yeah, just zoom out. Depends. There's no such thing as a set rule that I go back for a few days or a few weeks. It just depends on where we are in the market. Just like I've been saying, for example, on GJ, for example, sorry Jambo, I have to be honest, I have to be true to everyone, and this is for a different thing, so I had to do that. Do anything about it. Even though I appreciate you, Jambo, I had to, sorry. So yeah, just I'm going to look at GJ. Since we were up in here, even then, I said I'm not looking for buys anymore. Why is that? Because if I look to the left, we were at some extreme highs. If I zoom out, look where we are in the market. So it's not that I say like, oh, it has to be a daily or a few days or a few weeks. It just depends on the market. There's not a set rule for that. For me to say like, hey, I'm not interested in longs or shorts because we're this high or this low. Same thing on AUD NZD. When we were up here, I said I'm not trying to buy it anymore. I wanted to buy it lower. So that from this moment, I was waiting for opportunity to short. Eventually, the market first moved higher, and then it went short. So yeah, that's something. There's not a set rule for that. How do you manage your trade when you're in? Sorry. Before I forget, yeah, there's a disclaimer, of course. Where was that disclaimer? I think it was on Canadian dollars, Swiss francs. So I'll just open it up for the record. Damn, it wasn't here. On Euroship, it was on Euroship, a disclaimer. So before we get started, of course, I almost forgot. Trading involves risks, past profits don't guarantee future results. We're not financial advisors. This is purely informative, not financial advice in any case. And we don't want to entice anyone into taking a trade or into trading. We just share some stuff that we're looking at, and yeah, you can do whatever you want with it. So that being said, let's continue with the questions. How do you manage your trade when you're in? When break even? How much percent to ECP? Thanks. It depends on your personal trade log. So you have to make trade plan. So you have to make a trade plan for your own, which is said like, hey, you have to decide for yourself where you want to have your first TP. For me, for example, it's between a 1 to 4 and a 1 to 6. My next TP will be between a 1 to 6 then, or a 1 to 4, yeah, it depends on what my first TP was, and a 1 to 8. My other ones, they can be 1 to 20, 1 to 15, 1 to 10, it doesn't matter too much, because by then, I will probably have already taken out 70 or 80% of my position. If I can hit a 1 to 6 and a 1 to 8, and I have that 1 to 6 and I take 40% off, for example, that's 2.4% net profit. And if I have a 1 to 8 and I take 40% off, that's 3.2, so 2.6, what was I saying? 2.4. I'm sorry. So 2.4 and 3. Damn. And 3.4, 3.2 and 2.4, that's 5.6. So that's a decent risk reward for me, especially on the main account. If I can have a 5% net profit, and I really mean net profit, that's good to go. Because a lot of people, they're claiming like, hey, I made a 1 to 25, 1 to 30, 1 to 50, doesn't matter. I'm pretty, interested in knowing if they kept their entire volume to that 1 to 50, for example. So it all depends on when you're satisfied. Make sure that you log everything in your trade log as well. But it has to be based on your trade plan. And in the academy, I'll personally share my personal trade log, how I log everything, so people understand the things that I do as well. Give me some water. I do have water over here, so. And the questions are coming in. How much percentage do I take first TP? Yeah, I just said so. It's between 70 and 80% that is completely out of the market when it hit my TP2. Personally, people will see more downside on these. Why? With the of this buy set up on G-Rand. Lander, did you also share a link or not? Because here on the YouTube I don't see a link. I do see 1.37800. So I just want to check if there's a link from Lander. I don't see it on the live chat, but will I'll cover some dollar pairs as well, especially for Jambo, because I did kick him out on the Zoom. Sorry, that's for the private students. So first of all, I was looking at a lot of chef pairs, but let's go with my main pairs. AUD and NZD. I'll go over the ones that I don't see anything on. I'll go over pretty soon, pretty easily, pretty fast, because I can say I was looking for shorts up there. You all know that already, but now I'll just wait. I'll mark up the 4-hour zone. Mark up this 4-hour zone. And right now I'll just wait to see what happens when we get in here. If I get in here and I get a break of structure, a bullish one, then I'll go long. If not, then this is going to just keep dropping, and maybe it comes back to my initial point of interest at 1.03250, let's say. And if I get another break of structure, then I'll look for longs. But that's about it. So I'm in between two extreme zones. Really, right now I'm literally nowhere for me personally in the market, so I'll just stay out. Then AUD USD, same thing. This is what I'm ready to. So look, we are this high, and I do think that we can come a little bit higher as well. But my thing then is that I said on other calls as well. If I personally wanted to buy this, it would have been in this zone. If this candle would have led to a break of structure above these highs, I would have bought somewhere in this zone. Right now, I'm not interested in the trade because it's literally, for me as well, nowhere. I do see this 4-hour, I do see another 4-hour, and I do see another 4-hour. So I have 3 possible point of interests, and who knows which one will work. So then I'll just say, hey, why would I trade? For me, the Australian dollar can just go sky high because I'm still in Australian dollar Canadian from last week's session. So it doesn't matter too much what's going to happen with AUD USD. But I do have some other possibilities, maybe opportunities that I'm looking at this moment. First of all, Canadian dollar Swiss franc. Also at some extreme high points. If I zoom out, you see, and there's nothing saying like, hey, we can go short based on a daily time frame. It's just based on where we are in the market, as you can see. Of course, if I zoom out completely, there's still more price action, but I'm not interested in price action that happened in 2019 at this point. I'm interested in the recent price action, so price action right now. And CAD/CHEF is one that I'll keep an eye on, but not one of my preferred ones at this moment, because if it breaks below these lows, then there isn't a story I can make around it to say like, hey, it happened for this or that reason. So I can look at the time frames and I can see like, hey, we could, if we break below this 1 hour, for example, it's possible that we're finally going to get a retracement. We do have this imbalance to be filled, and we have this 30-minute candle. But at this moment, there's no reasoning for me to go short just yet, because we might just react from this 4-hour zone and get back higher. So that's something I just keep in mind. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, same thing. It's like at extreme highs. Look where we are at some extreme highs. So I'm not interested in going long. I'm only interested in breaks of structure to the downside at this moment to get a potential short in. If I cannot get a short in, I'll just let it go. I don't need to try to buy when we're this high. There's too many spaces lower in order for me to say like, hey, this is for me a valid trade to go long. And preferably we can go back to 98.60, something like that. This is something that catches my eye immediately. This 4-hour imbalance, as you can see. So if I can get a decent break of structure to the downside, and then some retracements before we can get back to the 4-hour imbalance fill, then I'll try to look for shorts. Before that, I'll also check the daily, of course, because this daily has imbalance at 91.34. Where is that? That's in this zone. Okay, so we first need to break this low, and then I can anticipate and I can start looking for a potential entry. As I've said on many calls already, it's important to react to the market. Don't try to predict the market, because that won't work, trust me. The dollar is like, I'm personally waiting a little bit to see if we're going to just stay below this 4-hour zone, if we're going to go back a little bit higher, or if we're just going to break above. So right now I'm just in between feelings, I'll say it like that, in between analysis on the dollar to see what it wants to do. It's possible that we're just going to react from this 4-hour and make a lower low. Because of that, if that happens, then the trades that I'm waiting for won't happen, because they need break of structures first before I can get an entry in, of course. Euro AUD, nothing to say on it. Yeah, literally, you see, I still know that there's potential more to the downside. I know where we are in the market. When we were in this zone, I even said I'm not trying to sell it, even though we broke lower. Perfect, it happened. But I'm just not in this trade, and I probably won't look for an entry. Because, yeah, it doesn't look, there's too many structural points in between, to be honest, for me personally. Then the Euro Canadian, I was looking, and I still have my alert set for us to break above. If it breaks above, then I'll start looking for buys. But first, we need to break above. Just like on US dollar Canadian. I have everything set on USD CAD. I even have my analysis marked up, just my entry and my stop and the ultimate TP. But for that, it first has to break structure, and I don't think that will break structure before even getting to that entry. So we'll have to wait and see. But on Euro Canadian as well, it's not that I'm bearish on the Canadian completely, but it's just based on where we are on the Euro Canadian. You see price action from 2020. No, is this 2020? Wait, 2020. Yeah, sorry, 2020. I'm always wrong with the numbers downside. So 2020, based on this thingy here, I will not try to sell. I'm interested in buys if we break. But first we need to break. So that's the thing in trading. We need to have a lot of patience again. We need to just sit on our hands, wait to see what's going to happen, and then eventually say like, okay, we're going to react. Sorry. Euro pound, nothing changed since yesterday's call, so we're still waiting, and I'll just go over it. Euro yen, I have something marked up, but I'm still waiting a bit more. I have everything set, so I know where my entries would be and everything. Somewhat I'm liking it already, but that's purely based on where we reacted from the daily. The 4-hour hasn't broken that structure completely, but on the 1-hour there's nothing why it should just go back higher. 45 minutes, 30 minutes, see, this was already mitigated. So right now I will be waiting to see whether the trade is valid or not, and I'll just put an alert in advance so I know when price gets back up here. Oh, where did my alert go? Cool. Let me try that again. For real, what's going on? Damn. Does anyone else has problems with TradingView's alerts at this moment? So I know it's not me, it's just TradingView. Let me try to, let's see. Yeah. Alright, like this it works. So that's already something. So I'll do it again. I can delete all of these. So clear log. There we go. So with that being said, I have an alert set to see when we get back up there how it's reacting and everything like that. So the reasoning behind it came from a daily zone, as you can see, and it gave us already a bearish reaction. I don't need this anymore. Others also working. Now they're working as well. So yeah, I like it based on the 3 hour, not too clean. I did like what was happening on the 1 hour when we were up here. It was stalling. I just don't want this to make another 1 hour lower low. But that's why I have the alert set to see when I could get in the trades. Okay, have to close out TradingView, and they work. Yeah, at least at this point they're working, so I hope they will keep working. Then EURNZD, I don't have anything on EURNZD to be honest. GA either. Still have this markup. I don't even know which time frame it was, to be honest. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. So let me just put a 15-minute. Yeah. There we go. 15-minute, but yeah, it already reacted a lot, so we'll have to just wait and see. And this is also where you could say like, hey, we're at some extreme low points. Yeah, but look where we came from. Don't mind this way because it's not there on other brokers. This is not there, but look, on the daily we're just keeping lower, and we still have a lot of room to the downside in my opinion on GA as well. But I don't see a decent entry on it, or I don't see some potential. I had an 85 at the beginning of the week, but my first TP would have been somewhere in this zone, 84.63. So it already happened, and yeah, right now we can't do anything about it. We just have to wait. GJ also a pair that says like we're at some extreme highs, and looking the way that GJ is reacting, I'm starting to like Euro Yen as well for the sales opportunities. GJ did not react from a daily zone. We are coming to a daily zone, but we're also at extreme highs. Look, that's the difference from where we are. And maybe I see this wick. Maybe there's something in that wick, and then it's going to drop. But that's just maybe, and we're nothing with maybes. We need to wait and see for the cleanest and clearest price action. So if this breaks below, then I'll start looking for selling opportunities on GJ, so I can add this to my watch list as well. But it first has to break below. If I don't get this break of structure, for the sell. If I don't get this break of structure, then I just won't be interested in the trade. It can go higher for sure, it's possible, but I won't look for buy opportunities anymore. And then GU. That's my issue at this point. If I look at the dollar, I see that the DXY could potentially give me some bearishness, but it has to show me that first. But if I look at GU, I saw this wick and I want to see what happened in this wick, and it's the 3 hour and the 1 hour order block. So we have the 3 hour and we have the 1 hour order block. As you can see, they're the same. I will wait until this 4 hour breaks, because this 4 hour looks pretty decent. It's also around 3 hour imbalance fill, 2 hour imbalance fill, the 1 hour imbalance fill probably, 45. You see they're starting to line up. We do have a 30 minute extreme at 3802, So it is starting to line up, but first of all, what do we need to see? We need to see that break of structure. So I'm waiting for this, and that's my contradictionary. That's contradicting at this point for me, to say like, hey, what's going on with the dollar? I told you yesterday you didn't listen. I always listen, but sometimes there's something wrong with my ears. NZD/USD is also coming to an interesting zone, so this daily balance got filled. We don't need these. Yeah, I can keep these ones, but just for explaining purposes. Sorry, I was looking for the right words. NU coming very close to this zone, which I'm interested in. But again, it needs to show me bearishness, because as I said, like GU reacted, but I'm waiting on the dollar to show me its hand, and that's why NU is maybe my least favorite at this point, because it first has to come up higher, but then again, GU won't drop that hard unless there will be diversion between GU and NU, and then we already know where GN is going, and we already can see just based on NZD/USD and GBP/USD right now, you can know that GBP/NZD is just tanking. And let me just see if it's through. Oh yeah, there you go. So that doesn't matter. You get. I have everything marked up, but I'm waiting for that break of structure, and it won't happen probably. I somewhat still like the 2-hour point of interest. It's within a 4-hour zone, but my concern is we haven't broken structure yet. So me personally, I do have this one set on my aggressive account, not on my main account. I think I'm completely out on my main account already. I'm done trading. But on my aggressive account, I do have this one set. Why is it an aggressive entry? Because we haven't broken the structure yet to the upside. I do feel that we can break above and finally get back to fill this imbalance around 24, 23. Let's say another imbalance fill at 25, 30. The 4-hour it looks better. It looks the same, sorry. 25, 30. And then eventually maybe even, coming back to 27. Just above this imbalance fill. So that's the potential, but for me, it's more of a risk trade. So that's why I've set it on my personal my personal aggressive account. Why do I kind of like it? Because it's looking very corrective. It's really looking like it's taking a long time, and just like an 80 cat from last week, it did the same thing. It was like waiting. So that's it. Why would you take UCAT on your aggressive and perhaps not GU? No problem. So yeah, that's because of the way that price is moving at this point. We also have to understand, and this is the perfect example like I've shown on AUD Canadian. Just give me my TP to it and it's good. So here in this zone, now let me just use a replay mode because it looks. We had that initial movement and then it started like stalling and then being even better was this. So we made a movement and then price just was stalling, it was waiting, it was like patience and this is what I did like on AUD Canadian, and that's also why I kept the order. I still have my set like break even hit and TP2 hit, but to be honest, most of my position is taken off already on the main account because important enough. But that's something completely different, and because this was the way it was reacting, and on UCAT I'm kind of liking the way it's reacting as well. It's not as clean as AUD CAT, so that's why I take USD CAT on my aggressive one, and not and not GU, for example. And the reason why I took 80 get on my personal one, that's because it had more confirmations. This is really like an aggressive entry. And then we have UJ, just, yeah. I think by zooming out, it says enough, in my opinion. I'm not trying to long this, I'm just waiting for a potential short. And I know it's yeah, bias for UJ. So I know it's contradictory with UCAT, but you say like, hey, you want to see shorts on UJ and maybe longs on UCAT and maybe shorts on GU as well. But UJ doesn't just follow the DXY. Just look at it. You see? It's not that it's how do you see it? It's not that it does the opposite, but it just does its own thing because of the yen as well. And just like UCAT as well, it's usually just, yeah, because there's more involvement of the Canadian dollar. Things that are others active. Oh yeah, this one is still active from Pound Canadian. We filled this. Oh, I can delete this right now. There's no need for this anymore because we already filled this. We filled the daily imbalance, and we're starting to see a reaction. Do I want to short this? I only want to short this if we break below this low and give me clear, and it gives me clear and clean targets. Because we're also fairly low in the market. Not as low. Look at what this. Look, this is a huge range, but look how it's moving based on a daily fairly sideways. This is, this is not one of the pairs that I usually trade. That was only one that I was looking at to catch up buys to at least to fill the daily imbalance, but we never got there. And then U-shift. There you go, you're showing me. So I really would have liked, but again, it's not what I like that's happening. That this was a really big zone. So I would have wanted this to break starts to the downside. So again, then I'm like sells on US dollar CHF at that point. I'm thinking about sells. I'm not even trying to sell it. But it first had to show me a breakout structure under this low. Why is it? Because for me, if this would have made one movement and then a corrective movement to the upside, I would have put a limit order. Right now it has done this. You see what I'm trying to point out? Wait, maybe it's easier. Ah no, there we go again. So that's the thing why I'm like, patient. Oh. Patient on this one. I would have loved it to short, but yeah, if it doesn't show me, I won't try to get it. Euro Canadian, we covered that one. Dollar Canadian, this is the aggressive entry, the safer entry would be to wait. Euro Yen, I have the alert set to see what price is going to do. GU, we covered Euro Swish. Euro Chef, just like, first I was looking for buys in a 4 hour, to be honest. But as soon as we came back to this zone, I wasn't even interested in it anymore. Because this could have been a play where you had like 12 pip of a stop, and this would not have, this wouldn't even have hit my first TP if it would have gone to this, because this is like not even yeah, it's a little bit above a 1 to 3, so for me not worth taking as a first TP. And right now I just want to wait and see. It could go short or it could go long. Because why? From my perspective at this point, we're in between two zones. I'm just going to use the arrow because there's too many zones. We have one zone that's potential in here. We have another zone, potential bullish zone, I'll say it like this, in this zone, potential bearish zone. Potential bearish, imbalance, potential bearish, imbalance. So because we have too many things, I need to see what's going to happen. If we can break above this high and above that high without filling the imbalance completely, then I'll start seeing if I can find something in the zone to go long. If not, and I'm okay with that as well. And then NZD-CHF coming very close to a 2-hour order block from a very long time ago, April 2021. So that's about 5 months ago, 6 months ago already. April is the 4th month or the 10th month. Yeah, 6 months ago already. So I need to see that break of structure as well. Or we're just going to go higher. That's also a possibility. Of course, this is the thing when people say, do you think it's going to go bullish or bearish? When we are in around that area, I don't know what it's going to do. I never know for sure, but right now I won't try to predict what it's going to do. I'll just wait and I'll react to the market to see what it could do, what I could look for, and to see if it gives me enough confirmations to take something, to do something with it. That's also on my watch list, and GJ is on my watch list because we need that break of structure. Just have a look, because I was going through some ADCHF filled the daily imbalance, I know that, but NZD-CHF looked cleaner at that point. AJ is also just at some extreme highs. AN, we know where it is, and these pairs, I don't trade gold, but let me click on it. This is just ugly. This is gold, so I don't know for people that trade gold, I really don't look at it. This is something that I often do as well, I go through the different pairs, because in the back of my mind I know on which pair I'm more bullish than on on the other pair, and then I'll see if it lines up with the other, with the counterparts or with the other currencies. Sorry, I was looking for the right word. Covered all of them. Oh yeah, that's on the watch list. I don't think we're going to go higher from this. So, but again, if I can get a decent break of structure from 6.919, I'll look at it. But if not, I'll just stay away. Chef. So yeah, you see, Chef Yen as well, coming from some extreme highs, and right now, I only want to see bearishness. I like the 30-minute, but for me, I'll wait, because, yeah, it's not because we're at some extreme highs that we have to go down. I do expect some more bearishness on it, just because it's possible, I'll say that, it's possible that we do have US USD problem. I'll put that in a bit. I've never heard about it. But yeah, the Chef, it was showing some strength on the other pairs, but you see it's already reacting back to the upside. Euro Chef as well, Pound Chef, yeah, one that we missed. Right, this was the entry, TP1, TP2, daily imbalance fill already gone. And right now I have to wait to see what the Chef wants to do, and especially what the yen wants to do as well. So it's not on my watch list, because I have other yen pairs on my watch list, but let me have a check, because there we go. So we don't mind this, because we don't have it on the other brokers. So same with this one, if we can get a decent break of structure to the downside, I'll look for it. USD PLN. Policy. So this is the dollar versus Polish thing, especially for Jambo. This is what I would not even. This is really ugly. Really ugly. It does respect the order blocks though, but it's really aggressive. Yeah. So this is USD PLN, especially for Jambo. Yeah. And I'll just click it away so I can move on with the other pairs. Some of the Euro USD missed the entry went to TP2 already. No, not even. Yeah, I went close to TP2, I think, and then yeah, but missed my entry. So here again, we have to wait. But that's not on my main list anymore. Then we have Pound. Yeah, we already know where GN is going based on what happened. Pound Chef. Oh yeah, we covered that one. So actually, I think we covered everything. NJ, just like AJ, at some extreme highs. So I won't try to buy this anymore. Especially because I hope to see some more bullishness on the yen, so I can start looking for opportunities to buy the yen pairs, because they have been bearish for so long, the yen. So if you look at every single yen pair, look how long they have been trending up. The counter yen pairs. You see how long the yen pairs have been trending up. So that's the only reason why I would love to see it. We covered all of it. And then for the people that were on the call, I don't know when it was, for US 30 I think, I said I loved, and I even took I even wanted to trade it based on this 1 hour to 34132. I said it went to 34124, so my limit of course was gone. And yeah, then it started moving back up again, just like I've been saying. Like it lets you think it's going short, but it eventually just goes long. So you see all these wicks, and then it really says keep going up. It's possible, but that's it. And oil is also. It's wait. So there's more price action on this one, but where we are right now, I'd love to see some bearishness on oil as well. But yeah, this is just really like waiting, because this is also very fundamentally driven. So yeah, we're at $81, so that's really high. And at this point, it will just be a wait and see. So again, on the DXY, it will be a wait and see to see if we can break above or not. And then the only things, I don't have any orders set, you see that at this point. Just have 80k that's active. And then for my watch list, yeah, an aggressive entry, that's a really aggressive one. And for the rest, I'm patiently waiting to see what's going to happen and to see when price gets back up to my entry area in order for me to see if I would want to go short or not. So do you guys have any questions at this point, or is everything clear? I just want to see where we are. Still around the 1 to 4.5 from that session. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, you know where to find it. Just drop it under the YouTube channel. For the people that are already in the private section, of course, you can ask it in the Discord, no problem. And for the other people, just yeah, if you have any more questions, send them over to the YouTube channel and we'll be happy to answer them. That being said, I do want to wish everyone a very successful and a very good trading week. Enjoy the week, be patient. The market won't just leave without you, and then we will see each other on next week's call. Probably, if there's something that will change for timing, maybe we'll do it on a Thursday again, but I'll have to check with my agenda and the other meetings that I have. And then I will definitely keep you guys posted in the free Discord on when the live session on the YouTube will go on. So thanks everyone for being on, and see you guys next week.